Hey people, Indra here, welcome to the Elite League show for Season 6. Yes, they've done it again, the crazy bastards. As is often the case, we have an initial group stage with multiple divisions of 18 players in each one, Division A and Division B. They'll play each other in a best of 3 within their respective divisions, and then the top 8 from each go through to the knockout stages, which are best of 3 and then I think best of 5 towards the end. You can check out the link in the description for all the rules and stuff. Each player pre-selects 5 heroes to use. They can't use the same hero twice within the same matchup. And I think when we get to the knockout stage, they can like replace a hero or replace them all or something. Something along those lines. Kicking off with a group, Division A game today on Greentooth Gorge. We've got Floid as a Ravener Alpha. A tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon up against Shoulder Mount, one of the elite modders these days, rocking an Eversaw Assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. And should be pretty fun to use against Tyranids, I assume, once he gets one of his power weapons and starts exploding himself in all ever more increasingly elaborate ways. We do have a strat squad of double termagants for Floyd. This is 295.1 hotfix, so the Hormagaunts do have their 6.5 base speed back. And the banishment, of course, is toned down in 295. It fires like 1 less bolt now or something. Those guys will go back into the garrison. The Ravener did get the VP, and he's happy to trade with them here, because the Ravener is a single entity, of course. Is not going to lose DPS as he takes damage. Those guys will lose models and lose damage. And he can outshoot stuff that's in garrisons. Double cap very early on for Floyd. Hormagaunts grabbing the mid. There's an operative squad, Inquisitorial operatives, and a warrior brood for Floyd. Maybe with a barbed strangler would shut down stuff quite well here. Shoulder Mount could respond then with interceptors, and then you can counter-initiate with Ravener melee and Hormagaunts and stuff. Here are the operatives immediately getting their fallback plan, which gives them that flash grenade on retreat. It can also break their retreat with a long cooldown, and it gives them their incendiary grenade, which was changed. It now does damage over time. Before, it was just one big chunk of damage like a plasma grenade or something. I don't know if that was a bug, because I always assumed it did damage over time, but I guess it didn't. Not sure if it was always meant to, or if they just reworked it to do that. As you can see, Shoulder Mount does not want to take this fight. Quite rightly too. Still no toxin sacks up. Quite vital, I think, for helping to control this Eversaw. Shoulder Mount's going to have to... Oh, Chem Cloud Grenades on the way. Going to have to pick their fights very carefully here before Tier 2, I think. Double a Warrior Brood for Floyd. I wonder if that's intended. There's the Incendiary Grenade. Makes them back off, if nothing else. And here's the Chem Cloud, reducing damage by 50%. Removes health regen and lowers the melee skill by 10, and 10 less melee skill is a lot, so that can make a massive difference in a melee fight. You can of course just back out of the Chem Cloud Grenade area, which is why it's such a powerful debuff. You can just move away from it. Purgation on the way, and it is double Warrior Brood. They found a tunnel, they're going to take it out. Floyd takes the Eastern VP. Warrior Brood start off as a power melee squad that leap into combat passively, and they act as a detector as well, and these guys are sneaky bastards, so that'll help there. The size of those shotguns. Whenever you see a unit with shotguns, I just assume they're going to do a shotgun blast, but no, these guys don't have it. They do have some other tricks though, of course. I believe they get some kind of anti-vehicle thing in Tier 2 with their Sergeant. I can't remember if it's a crack grenade or a melter bomb or something. Warrior Brood sticking together. Floyd does like to use Gene Stealers, so you might see some in Tier 2, although as it stands now, Zone Throat would do pretty well, I think. If he could control the Eversaw's movement, of course, he could get his charge and stuff, although charging units are still affected by crippling poison, and we do have double toxin sacks up now. 30% more damage, 10% more health, and you get the awesome crippling poison. It's a really good upgrade. Hormagaunts getting suppressed by those incinerator flamer things. They're basically flamers with anti-psyker stuff in them, I think. Some kind of magic-y stuff. They hurt. It's still hot, I think. Strike Squad maybe trying to take out the tunnel, but they got caught by a bunch of ranged damage. No sign of a weapon yet for the Ravener Alpha. He's a pretty good, like, loner hero, I think, once he gets a melee weapon out in Tier 1. Or he can become a ranged powerhouse in Tier 2 with the Corrosive Devourer, of course. I was hoping to see some Interceptors, but I guess not. Not yet, anyway. Players are thinking about their Tier 2s right now. And I assume it's going to be a Rhino from Shoulder Mount. Try to force that Venom Brood, and then go after him. Sort of capping there. These guys are retaking the mid. I haven't really seen a big old fight yet. Shoulder Mount avoiding things for the most part. Tunnels are making it tough to keep the map though. Hormagaunt's going to go down the west side. Are these guys going for power? Nope. Looking for a fight, I think. We do have the Tomes of Titan up. And there's the energy burst to slow down and burn some energy from the warriors. They don't use their energy yet. But if they get their Thorax Swarm, they will. There's the Chem Cloud Grenades, but they missed. There's the Banishment. They're running into the Chem Cloud Grenades now. But everything run off. Stormtroopers, operatives might get smacked on retreat here a little bit. Oh, the other guys didn't turn around. They did kill one of them, though. Floid. Oh, Floyd's getting bashed while this is going on. Purgation doing their Psyker Fire stuff. Oh, they didn't quite finish off that generator. But they did a lot of work. I believe that was a full gen farm. Got the node and 2 gens. That was pretty good. Warrior Brood trying to smack this one down, but they're taking lasgun fire. Plasma guns are queued up. Did not see the Sergeant with his grenade. I'm really a big fan of that no fuse grenade. I think it does some good stuff here. But power was spent elsewhere, I suppose. Anything for the Eversaw in Tier 2 queued up? Nope. Stormtroopers go for that central VP. Hormagaunt's grabbing the west side. Yeah, I think the operatives assumed that the Hormagaunts were going to go for them there, which is why they threw this short. But no, the Hormagaunts just went for the cat. Operatives taking it back now. Something there. Oh, that was a tunnel going down, giving 15 red. Tier 2 for both players. I think we're going to see the Rhino. We may be a Librarian. Strike Squad having to flee. They do have their Justicar queued up. Makes their banishment stronger. Eversaw just backing off there. Been a very patient Eversaw so far. Those guys, oh, they're getting their Acolyte. There's a Chem Cloud. Oh, but didn't want to stick around for it. We do have the... Oh, we're full power bash there, and we do have the... Yeah, Adrenal Gland Warrior Brood for the melee Synapse. You guys need to run now, fellas. Maybe you can suppress them. Oh, they're using Purge by Flame for the slowdown. But they still got jumped on. Literally. Ravener Alpha. Anything for you, buddy? Can I select you? There you are. Nothing yet. Here's the Stormtroopers with their Warrior Acolyte. Got a pistol and a melee weapon. Allows them to use an ability called Fanaticism, which negates all damage for a very brief moment. I think it's 1.5 seconds or something, but if you can avoid a big AoE chunk of damage, it's well worth it if you're on the micro of it, that is. We do have a Rhino. No weapon upgrade yet. I assume we're going to see the heavy bolter. Chem Cloud Grenade. And Hypermetabolism is being used by the Eversaw. We also have Assault Armor for the charge. Hypermetabolism is going to make him vulnerable at the end. You see it here. He takes 30% more damage when Hypermetabolism wears off. That's a global ability which gives him health and energy regen, but when it wears off, becomes more vulnerable, so you need to be careful. Here's that Rhino, and we do have the Heavy Bolter turret. Most likely a Venom Brood in response, and then the Eversaw is going to charge those Venom Brood down whenever they can, I assume. No sign of the Corrosive Devourer. Maybe a Thorax Swarm as well on these guys. What do they get first? I think you've got to get the Venom Brood first. threaten that Rhino. Can't have it bullying you in the mid. We'll just hold mid by itself otherwise. Ravana with a tunnel. Where's it going? Over there. It's a sneaky one. I wonder if these guys have Endless Swarm. I don't think it shows on the unit card. Endless Swarm is different these days. Doesn't give them extra models, but it does give the Hormagaunts 10% more health. It also allows them to reinforce 2 at a time, which is a pretty cool upgrade, I think. It's a good way to scale those guys up without just giving them more damage or something. Rhino's doing some work here. There's the Purge by Flame. Oh, that was really good. They really blobbed up there. Here comes a Vindicator Assassin from shoulder mount. All the assassins are showing up. Venom Brood is up here for Floid. There's a Capillary Tower. Did a bit of a speed boost. Here's the Venom Brood. They can get a ranged Synapse buff, which will boost the Termagants. Purgation went really far forward there. Able to retreat away though. Where's that Vindicator? He is. Specialist Sniper. Big burst damage from long range as it expects. And can combat all armor types by switching his ammo around. He'll be using Exodus rounds against all of this infantry stuff. Try and target that Warrior Brood because they're already quite low. He's using Target Acquired now, which improves his weapon range and also marks the target that he shoots. There was Energy Burst on the Warrior Brood there. Strike Squad happy to go in. Not sure where the Hormagaunts are. They're capping. Going straight after that Venom Brood. Warrior Brood's going to jump on him. Almost got a model. In fact, they did get a model off the Venom Brood there. Here comes Plasma Guns. Very useful, as I may expect, to tear through the heavy infantry armor of the Warrior Brood. Try and get those Synapse bombs to go off. Where's the overcharge? Did they use the overcharge already? I bet they did, and I just missed it. There's the Electroshock Grubs. Is that enough to take the Rhino? It is. They got the Rhino. Well done. I wasn't even paying attention to the shots the Venom Brood was getting in on it. They got it. That will now act as a heavy cover item before it's destroyed for good by something. Maybe a Carnifex is walking through it. Here comes a Terminator Librarian for shoulder mount. Not just your regular librarians. This fella's a Terminator. Eversaw charging through. Stopped by the... Oh, it keeps on going. That's a long charge. 338 to 228 was slowed down by the crippling poison there. That's a win for Floyd, getting that Rhino down in basically the first fight where he really went for it. Warrior Brood down to a single model, just over 100 hit points, but it's enough to scare off the operatives who just broke their retreat there. Did they get a little heal when they broke their retreat? Oh, they get some health regen, look. That's cool. I don't remember that change. I do not remember that change, but that is cool. Gonna mess up this Warrior Brood. That's a perfect opportunity to use your retreat break there. Go back after this single Warrior Brood fella. Vindicator's taking point, getting some power going. Tyrant Guard on the way for Floyd. Here is the Terminator Librarian. Got a power melee weapon and the pretty awesome Sanctuary ability. It's like a protective dome that knocks back enemies. And it's got his smite as well. And pretty tough at 900 hit points. That is not bad. Can also walk through cover because he's a Terminator and doesn't get suppressed. And one of the few Terminators that can retreat. I don't think Vindicator's got any of these upgrades yet. Here's the Tyrant Guard. Big old thing, vulnerable to Plasma and Melter, which you do have a little bit of. Some Plasma here for the Stormtroopers. Librarian doesn't want to fight this thing in melee. Chem Cloud going in there, and you can see Floyd doesn't want to fight in the Chem Cloud, but he's forced to. Eversaw just using the charge for disruption there. There's the Sanctuary. Doesn't knock back the Tyrant Guard, but everything else is basically unable to enter that area. Tyrant Guard should be going after the Purgation, I think. Trying to tear through the Strike Squad instead. Should be tying up that Purgation. They were doing a lot of work there. Ravana Alpha being tied up now. Did he get a weapon upgrade? No. Tier 3 for shoulder mount. Here comes another Tyrant Guard. And he's taking a lot of damage. Oh, there's the crack grenade or whatever it was from the operatives. I think it's a crack, although it did stick to him. It's a sticky crack. And you see the Vindicator using turbo penetrator rounds to try to get through the armor of the Tyrant Guard. It's using shield wall, which gives it vehicle armor and regenerates health. I don't think this guy has the DPS to get through it. Triple cap for shoulder mounts. They're looking quite strong and in tier 3. Might see one of those Vortimer Razorbacks. Should be pretty fun. Tyrant Guard tanking well. There's a second Tyrant Guard. Ravana didn't even hit tier 2. What about you, Mr. Eversort? You're almost to level 3 and a Neuro Gauntlet. Well, level 3 I meant, not level 2, or sorry, not tier 2. Got that Neuro Gauntlet. Power melee damage and then damage over time. Does not perform special attacks, just there to mince things to death. Vindicator gets caught. Oh, that's not a Vindicator. That's the operatives, you dumbass. Where is the Vindicator? At base. Sanctuary. Tyrant God does not care about your sanctuary, Mr. Librarian. Yeah, 2 Tyrant Guards on a single entity. That's a lot of DPS. It's like almost 200 heavy melee DPS coming out for both of those guys. What's this? It's a Warrior Brood going for that fully matured wreck point. Ravana Alpha going for that one. Can the Tyrant Guards hold the mid? So the Neuro Gauntlet being a power weapon will do a lot of DPS to the Tyrant Guard, since they are super heavy infantry, but can't really touch them that well when they're in the shield wall. There's the Chem Cloud. Just in case this guy gets back up, I guess. Oh, look at this. Purgation finally got their silencers. Good damage to all targets. Can they take out the Tyrant Guard here? I think they can. I think they have enough DPS to outdo the healing there. Eversaw Assassin barely gets away. I feel cheated. The Eversaw hasn't died and exploded yet, I don't think. 114 to 209. Terminator Librarian is doing some good work, just annoying the crap out of stuff with that Sanctuary. And here come Grey Knight Terminators now. And Floyd doesn't really have an answer to those guys. Eversaw straight back out again. Inquisitorial Stormtroopers now do have their sergeant. You can see the grenade indicator there. Does he look different? Oh, it's the fellow with the without the helmet, I guess, with the Avatar's face from the campaign. Eversaw goes for that central VP. It is a double cap for Floyd, but once these Terminators come out, Floyd doesn't really have the resources to respond. It's going to be tough. Strike Squad got level 3. They've done some good work. Good usage of abilities so far in general by shoulder mount, which is often the make or break for automatics. They tend to have a lot of abilities to use that you have to juggle, trying to kind of keep in your headspace about what you should use where. 107 to 165 now. There's a 2-to-1 for shoulder mount. Terminator Librarian kicking some ass on the Warrior Brood. Ravana Alpha, I don't know if you're going to get that decap buddy. Big chunk of damage from the Vindicator. And the Ravana has to flee. It's a double cap now for shoulder mount. This could be it. Where are the Terminators? There they are. Have these splash damage power melee halberds. Have their Liber Demonica for Holocaust. And here comes a silencer. They only get a single one. They don't all get silencers. Here it is. Oh, and it uses the old silencer damage type too. 43 to 165. We have a big old nuke. A decent one from shoulder mount. That was the orbital bombardment. I think they changed silencer to not damage vehicles quite as much, I believe. And not damage heavy infantry quite as much either. But it's still a decent choice versus all targets. 21 DPS per gun for those guys, that's not bad. Floyd down to 3 units. Did get some Gene Stealers up, but there's the GG. Would have been very difficult to stop those Terminators with what he had. And the game goes to shoulder mounts. Oh, that Terminator went flying. Look at that. Was that his own charge that did that? Might have been. That's a hell of a flight on that Terminator. What level did you get, Mr. Vindicator? Level 2 did some good work. But there you have it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back momentarily once I pluck another game out of the warp to show you, and I'll see you then. Welcome back. We're on Calderas Refinery here with another Division A game. Blue side is Kickin with a Force Commander. Very good offense, fighting in melee, some support and disruption too. The Blood Ravens here for Kickin. Up against ValHero, also known as Dark Hero, with a Farseer, a support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. We have Tactical Marines up. I expect some more Scouts and some Banshees there. Here are the Guardians. Yes, we've got Guardians now in 295. Some people have been asking why they've gone back to Guardians, which are the retail unit for Eldar here. And I also asked the same question in the previous cast. Turns out, Dire Avengers are actually quite elite troops as far as Eldar are concerned, so they weren't deemed lore-wise to be very suitable for a starter tier 1 unit. Also, there were some niggling issues with the Dire Avenger models, I think. So Guardians are back. Welcome back, fellas. And they get battle equipment rather than an aspect and stuff like that. Double Banshees here for ValHero while I was nattering on. What's going on here? Typically you see this in a 3v3 with a Warp Spider Exarch, so we can group teleport and do some nasty flanks. But in a 1v1, not expected at all, especially against a Force Commander with his anti-melee Thunderhammer shenanigans. Grabbing the VP, we're going to see some shotguns then. Definitely. First power purchase. Surprised we haven't already seen it on the way, actually. How much requisition is it? He's got enough. There it is. Shotguns on the way for these fellas. Straight for a power bash. Guide is going to be thrown on the Guardians. Tactical Marines are there, though. Those Guardians are going to drop models quite fast to the Bolt Pistol and the Tactical Marines. There's one already. Maybe they can avoid some more damage. The Tactical Marines seem to be shooting at 2 different targets here. Banshees get a good special. There's the battle cry bonuses though. Shotgun blast is going to come in. These Banshees need to be very careful. That might have killed them. That shotgun blast came in, might have killed them. Yeah, misjudged the engagement. They're going to go down. They still have some Banshees though. Might be able to get a little bit of flank. I was going to say perhaps respond and recover with double Guardian weapon teams, but looks like we have Rangers on the way here for ValHero. Tactical Marines didn't actually take that much damage. Maybe a quarter of their health there. Force Commander took a lot of it, but did great work with his battle cry and those bolt pistol shots. Farseer, who I think has a pretty bad sidearm. Maybe I think they buffed it at some point, or they buffed the sidearm for the gravity blade or something. But yeah, it traditionally hasn't been great. It's double Rangers here for ValHero. Gonna need detectors then. Did only the shotguns on one squad. It's assault squad. They are gonna mess up those Rangers. Banshees need to counter initiate. And then look out for the Merciless Strike in tier 2. The Farseer can buff and support Banshees incredibly well, of course, with the myriad war gear. Got Armor of Fortune, you've got Spirit Stones. Starts with the Guide, of course. Can just throw Doom on stuff. Assault Squad are going to be a big problem. Especially if they get in alongside that Force Commander and the Battle Cry buff start coming in. Farseer grabs the Western contested power. Guardians alongside her. I don't know if they're going to be able to go tier 2 with just double rangers. They might need to get more Guardians. Or maybe a Shuriken now. There's the Assault Squad. 400 hit points of heavy infantry armor per model that can jump on ya. They are vulnerable though to power melee weapons since they are heavy infantry. Banshees can do some work. Guardians got guide and they are, yep, out shooting the scouts. They're going to get jumped though. Forces the retreat and gets a model. And we have flame attacks, so they're looking for a big fight and then to push onto the power here. Or maybe just push onto the power if they don't meet any resistance. Is ValHero going to try and stop this? They do have the double rangers. They can pick off scouts pretty well. I don't think the tactical marines have gone back to base yet. Have they? Well, we do have a Guardian weapon team on the way for Dark Hero, ValHero. We'll say ValHero, that's what their name is now. Got to keep those guys spread out from the Rangers though. Don't want the Silk Marines to jump on all three of them. Rangers getting shots in now. Farseer must flee. I think they've judged it well. Barely. One more hit might have killed her. Yeah, they're just going to get jumped here. It does leave the Rangers free, but they can jump again quite quickly. The Assault Marine jump is 55 energy. Especially when they get to tier 2, they can do that double jump. So the Tactical Marines did take a lot of damage from those Ranger shots, but they still have 3 models and are still power bashing. Meanwhile, Webway Gate, Howling Banshees. There's the war shout to suppress these scouts. And a good special, not sure what they're up to. Why didn't they shotgun blast? Now that they're caught in melee, it can be tough to do. There we go, they got it off. Banshees have to flee. Does Kickin know that there's a webway though? They might have just assumed they ran up. Looks like they are not aware of the webway. Just saw the Force Commander walk through this wall. It's been a constant problem. They can just walk through them for some reason. Not sure why that is. I haven't opened this up in the editor to see why that's going on. Shouldn't be, but everyone just kind of deals with it now. Just phase through it. I think the Farseer is using a fleet to get to the wreck point there. Guardians grabbing the mid. They did not get anything in terms of their battle equipment. Lots of power spent on Rangers and Guardian weapon teams. What are these guys up to? Are they using the webway? They're going to support a power bash, most likely with the Banshees. Can't select the Banshees, so they're inside the webway. Try and keep a distraction going the other side. Double Rangers being all sneaky like with their Pathfinder gear. Also allows them to infiltrate allies, which is pretty powerful, potentially. Trying to drag them away from the webway before they use it, I think. Assault Squad have lost a quarter of their health. Do we have... oh, we do have sergeants coming in now. Both scout squads have sergeants. As you can see, the Rangers being spotted by those sergeants when they get close enough. Those guys having to retreat. Those guys fleeting away, which does reveal them momentarily because they used an ability. Here we go. Banshees on the power with a Guardian weapon team in support. It can just be jumped, though. Where are the Assault Squad? Oh, they're capping mid. They're taking Ranger shots, too. Not sure what they call these. They're just called long rifles, I think. They have that kinetic pulse to disrupt units too from long range. There's a shotgun blast. There's the war shout. Shuriken's doing some decent work. If the Farseer was here to guide this thing, that would be quite powerful. Where is she actually? Oh, she's fighting and losing. Level 1. Force Commander leveled. Yeah, Force Commander's level 2. Much easier to kill Eldar models and get XP than Marines. In fact, has a scout even died? I think so. They're still power bashing here, ValHero, and they've gone tier 2. Do they dare save up for a Wraith Lord, or are they going to take too much pressure before that? I assume Kickin is going to go for a Razorback here. Well, they might do something weird like a Librarian. Uh-oh. Rangers getting caught by Assault Marines. They are quite low. Got a decent amount of power bashing done. This is a good move from ValHero. They have spotted the webway though. The Guardian weapon team got inside it, but now Kickin can just smack it down. There we go. And they get a decent amount of XP and red for that too. But I think it was worth it. How much red do you get? Is it 15? 12. Not bad. Oh, but look at that. Kickin didn't even need a webway, got a full bash done with the flamer. That's what flamers can do for you. Kickin also goes tier 2. And by the time they get there, they'll have enough for a Razorback, I think. Because they didn't lose an Assault Marine, did they? No, so no power spent on reinforcing those fellas. Scouts now roaming out to cap stuff with their decent foot speed. But Eldar have that all over the place. Farseer using her fleet to get to that wreck point. Might see the Gravity Blade from her in tier 2 to help control the Assault Squad. What are we going to see from the Force Commander though? Are we going to see the Thunderhammer just for the Banshees? Is it overkill to get a Thunderhammer just for Banshees? Because they're not cheap. Just got their Exarch there, the Banshees. Aspect of Fleetness gives them 2 power weapons. There you see her at the front. And allows them to jump over stuff. Rangers couldn't quite get a model off those retreating scout fellas, but ValHero has done a good job spreading out, getting out there and grabbing points. Haven't got that central VP, but you know, VPs come later. Get the resources. Banshees looking for another power bash. Force Commander's hanging around. It is a Razorback here for Kickin. Not sure. I wasn't paying attention to see how fast that was after the tier 2 landed. Battle cry, and the Banshees need to run here because there's a lot of stuff. I thought maybe the Assault Marine Sergeant could be the first purchase in tier 2, but it is the Razorback. Rangers got scouts in their sights. Uh-oh, got too close. I got way too close. There's that kinetic pulse. Farseer can tie up one of them. Maybe eat a shotgun blast. Oh, but the shuriken's there anyway. Doing some good damage. Did he get guided? No, he didn't get guided. Got rid of both of them. That's good. But ValHero's got a webway on the western edge too. Kickin grabbing the mid. Razorback is here. A support vehicle for Space Marines, can reinforce off it and transport units around. Got that twin-linked heavy bolter 2 for some good anti-infantry damage. Rangers are going to be spotted once they start decapping, so they're just hanging out. Hopefully this thing will move, but the scouts will spot them anyway. And the Assault Marines do have their sergeant. He gets a power sword. There he is. Also has the awesome Merciless Strike, which could wreck Banshees or just wreck a bunch of Rangers if they jump on them. They're hiding in the crevices of the map over there. No war gear for the Force Commander. This is a Wraith Lord though. For ValHero, that is a big call. No, they cancel it. Which can only mean they're going straight to tier 3 here. Grenade attempt. Couldn't quite get it right. Jumping into retreat path though. Can they get a model? Yes. Interestingly, the Force Commander used his battle cry there to buff the damage of the other units rather than get hits in himself. They almost got him, you know. 28 hit points on those fellas. Can ValHero delay long enough to get tier 3? Have they made a mistake? Should have they got the Wraith Lord up? It would have forced a bunch of power expenditure from Kickin to get some anti-vehicle weapons, although I mean, you could just get a Devastator and a Las Cannon, which is not that much power. Farseer has Runes of Reaping and does indeed have the Gravity Blade. That's going to be kept for when the Assault Marines are around, I assume. Could have used it there, but I'm not sure what the cooldown is. Guide thrown up on the Guardian squad. They've also got their... what do they call it? He's not an Exarch, right? He's just like a Warlock leader or something, I think. There's the Razorback smoke grenade. some defensive buffs. And we do have a Bright Lance. Guide on this thing. Could be nasty too. Bright Lances do so much DPS. Just don't slow down like a Las Cannon does. 463 to 320. It is tier 3 for ValHero. And absolutely no war gear for the Force Command suggests they want to get the Terminator upgrade in tier 3. Scouts on that wreck point, starting to get kind of penned in here, ValHero. Can they break out? Got a Tactical Marine. Those guys have their Sergeant. Got another couple of Tactical Marines, holy crap. Rangers doing some work there, and there we see the levitation field from the gravity blade. It will toss them aside, doing power melee damage when it does it, which is good. But the weapon itself is not power melee, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 65 regular melee DPS. Banshees on retreat path. Tactical Marines have been reinforcing off the Razorback, but you've got to be pleased with how those Rangers did there. They still haven't leveled those guys either. Webway still on this western edge. Maybe put one on the eastern edge as well, if they can spare the red for it. Tier 3 for Kickin. ValHero just hit it. Look at the damage from that guided Bright Lance there. That was nasty. Farseer gets in. I mean, it's not power melee, but it's still a threat to Marines. Heavy infantry doesn't get any resistance against regular melee damage. They just don't take the extra as they do from power melee. Guardian's trying to get on that wreck point there. And Runes of Reaping, 25% reduction in cooldown of her abilities, and she's got a lot of them. Even with just the Gravity Blade, she's got Guide, Levitation Field, and Fleet now. Tier 3 for Kickin. Is the Terminator Force Commander going to be the first purchase? It's not queued up. What is ValHero's purchase going to be? Fire Prism? They might have waited too long though, because now Kickin can get a Las Cannon Predator and hunt down that Fire Prism. Banshees wasted their war shout there. Those guys were already retreating. 450 to 273. Big VP lead for Kickin. I think they need to go for this power again with a webway maybe. Maybe a webway that's a bit further back isn't quite as easy to spot. Make those scouts work for it. But we got Time Field. Arm of the Assyrian from the Farseer. And we do have a Terminator Force Commander here. I think that they're marching towards the power. Are they going to get a heavy flamer up and just bash power with it? And also wreck infantry, of course, because it's a full power farm there. Yep, there's the heavy flamer. You can bash power so quick with this thing. 438 to 273. Grenades maybe over here. Didn't need them, and the Banshees can't touch them because of those shotguns. This is going to be a power wipe, I think. These things are already low. Yeah. Look how quickly that bashes. Holy crap. 27 flame DPS. I mean, you got to pay a lot to do that. Terminator armor and the flamer. It's not cheap. That's a hell of a bashing tool. 421 to 273. Assault Squad getting away. I don't think they've dropped a model yet, those guys. Oh, they must have. Right there it tells me 3 out of 4. Can they get the Razorback with a sneaky Guardian Weapon Team on a Bright Lance? I think they've got it. He's reversed the right way. Banshees are on it, but they don't have their heavy melee weapon. Looks like the Razorback has done the correct thing and reversed. I thought they were going to go forward out of a panic and get taken down. Maybe they could have positioned the Bright Lance slightly differently to cover a bit more of that angle, but it's tough to say. Full power bash there by the Terminator Force Commander. They're going to go for the VP now. They can teleport as well, of course. What is this? Just some Guardians capping stuff. And they show no fear. Popped by the Tactical Marines. Increases their durability, gives them suppression immunity as well, but does slow them down. Seer Council on the field for ValHero. They need to do some work here for the Elder. Farseer levels to 2. Finally. The Tactical Marines, they did lose their Sergeant there from those Ranger shots, I think. So the Seer Council, basically a squad of Warlocks. With power melee weapons that can leap into combat, they also provide a nice damage resistance aura to range damage that they themselves benefit from. Got some Vanguard veterans though. Gives them a bunch of power weapons, power swords, lightning claw, and that big old thunderhammer. Bang! Rangers be dead. And they get 2,000 hit points. It does reset the level, but they get 2,000 hit points level 1. It's pretty nuts. Still the 2-1 for Kickin. Can the Guardians bash power? Are you even helping, sir? Yes, you are. You're shooting lightning out of your hands. There we go. They got one. Well done, fellas. ValHero getting on the points as quick as they can. Getting on their VP. The Terminator Force Commander did take it. Time field. Can the Bright Lance set up here? Going to be harassed though, isn't it? Uh-oh. By the scouts, and here come Assault Terminators from Kickin. Unique to the Force Commander, they come with these Storm Shields and Thunderhammers. You can swap them out for Lightning Claws to shred infantry, but the Thunderhammers here are heavy melee, so can damage everything. Here comes a Fire Prism, and with the Terminator Force Commander Power Fist that can teleport, and these guys that can teleport, that Fire Prism's going to be under the cosh. Rangers be running. 404 to 198's got a single cap here, ValHero. But I feel like they are up against it with Terminators in the field now. The Seer Council will do a lot of damage to Terminators, but can they hold out for long enough? Time field will help as well to control their movement. They don't really have much to do. Lots of damage from range. I mean, the Fire Prism will do some work for you. Force Commander wrecked those Banshees there with his Power Fist. Vanguard Veterans jumping in. Do they have the Power Fist? They don't. They can't get the Melter Bomb when they're Vanguard Veterans, but they can swap that Thunderhammer for a Power Fist. It's like a 50 DPS Power Fist, I think. Grenade is dodged. The jump again. Levitation goes off while she's on the floor. Can they kill this Terminator Force Commander? Still got almost 400 hit points here. And just teleports away. And then retreats. 403 to 163. I mean, Fire Prism did some good work. Didn't actually go after it there. Assault Terminators, oh, they've got their Lightning Claws now. They're not really a threat to the Fire Prism anymore, but they are going to mince through all of this infantry. The Seer Council can't really fight them now. Need some Dark Creepers or something, but do they even have the population for that? I think they do. Dark Creepers can't be more than 15, can they? But they might reinforce stuff. Yeah, don't fight them, guys. Don't fight them, Mr. Seer Council, guys. Just shoot your lightning hands. There you go. Fire Prism's doing some good work. Some big booms. Scout squad spotted the webways, but might lose a model or two on retreat. There's a grenade. It's a good one. Got one of them. Did get one of them. You see ValHero here using the webways to infiltrate stuff. That's what the Farseer webways can do. Each Eldar hero's webways can do something unique, which is pretty fun. And the Fire Prisms really changed the landscape here, kind of holding the mid. These guys don't have their Power Fist. Those guys got Lightning Claws, so what are they going to do about this Fire Prism exactly? I mean, this guy still has a Power Fist. They do have a missile launcher as well for the Tactical Marines now. Did not spot that, so that's the thing. You can use the Razorback to try and get closer. Looks like that's what they're trying to do. Right Lance goes down. There's the levitation. Seer Council chopping up Vanguard veterans and stuff. Down goes the Razorback. Seer Council doing okay. There's a time field. Let me spin the camera here. Rangers picking off Vanguard. Tactical Marines trying to get shots in. Actually avoided quite a lot of damage there. Did ValHero. Didn't take a lot. The Fire Prism. City Council very low. I think they barely got inside the webway there. Tactical Marines dropping models too. You know what? It wasn't a horrible fight for ValHero. Not at all. I mean, it lost models, sure. But that's going to happen. That was a Spirit Stone's heal I just saw there. These spiritual rights. And levitation still does lift these guys. Can they get a model off those Terminators? Uh-oh, there's For the Emperor on the Assault Terminators. Is that really necessary? See, Council have reinforced. For the Emperor's worn off. Are they going to go in? The Terminators are low. They're going in. Makes them teleport out. They dropped a model there. 336 to 141. Terminator Force Corner does get away. That was an awesome fight. Well done, ValHero. Managing it very well with these webways and stuff. Pick their targets well too. Here comes a Predator tank from Kickin. Can they get another Terminator? There's a shotgun blast. Didn't stop this guy though, did it? He was in the middle of his jump, I think. They must be so low per model. They got one. The jump comes in, might have saved them. Don't push it. Don't push for it too hard, I don't think. Is the Farseer here? The Farseer is not here. There she is. Maybe she can get in range for a spiritual rights heal. There it is. Look at that. Now camping on the base is ValHero. 303 to 141. Can they break out? I just don't think they had enough to go after the Fire Prism. The tank is taking a lot of damage too. Fire Prism leveled? Not quite. What about the Farseer? Level 3 now. Sea Council, level 2. Banshees, level 3. Vanguard at level 2, up to 2200 hit points. There's an orbital, just to stop the cat more than anything, I think. And it worked. Farseer is now tying up Tactical Marines though, so they can't get shots on. And kills one. Now taking some tank shots. The orbital bombardment blows up the webway. There's still two in the mid. It looks like they found the one that was on the west side, I guess. Can they get the mid back here? Kickin. 270 to 141. Vanguard veterans, there's two of them there. We do have some Dark Creepers on the way. And that is a good shout. That plasma damage help you wreck this heavy infantry, especially with some guide support. They are going to come out at level 1, of course, so they'll be shooting at leveled up Marines most likely. We do have Guardians, so they can repair the Fire Prism. Maybe. Is that what you're doing, fellas? I think they're trying to. The Fire Prism keeps on moving. They took out one of the webways. There's a kinetic pulse. One of the assault terminators was reinforced, but only one. There we see the Dark Creepers doing their work, getting their Exarch. There he is. And also getting the Aspect here. 237 to 141. They can suppress with pinning fire. They can do that to shut down the Tactical Marines shooting their missile launcher, perhaps. Banshee's grabbing that eastern contested power. Can ValHero hold on? Fire Prism's been amazing. Time field to mess with the Predator tank. Big shot from the Fire Prism there. Using that focused beam. It also has a dispersed beam that will disrupt infantry. It's going after that big single target though. Does have the las cannons, which are typically used to hunt down Fire Prisms, but it's not able to get close with the time field and stuff. Rangers get a shot. Need to move though. Shoot and move, shoot and move. That was a kinetic pulse attempt, I think, but they were already in their jump animation, so they weren't knocked over. Gonna go for that power, I think. Banshees fleeting over there. I mean, they are isolated. They can't fight the Banshees with just two models. the Guardian energy shield over there too. Couldn't quite get the decap. We'll see how the Flamer does. I wasn't really paying attention to what the Flamer was doing. I think he just went into melee before, didn't he? In that last big fight in the mid. Seemed to just go into melee. It might be worth him just going hard after the Fire Prism, teleporting onto the rear armor, tried to get some power fist hits, tried to make it like turn around and spin for the missile shots to go in. Time field, then runs in for a levitation field. All the fields. 170 to 141. The Terminator Force Commander is heavy infantry, so Dark Creeper is doing big damage to that guy. Heavy infantry in terms of his armor type, of course. The Assault Terminators are fully healed up now. They're a whole new problem. That was that Tempest missile barrage thing, whatever it's called. Reaper barrage. I don't know where I got the word Tempest from. Here we go. There's the jump. And the Banshees counter-initiate. Farseer does have the heal available. Oh no, they don't. They went back to the Runes of Reaping here. Vanguard Veterans dealt with quite quickly. They can use the webway to escape the terrifying lightning claws. So the Terminator Force Commander was infiltrated there. That's because the Pathfinder gear hollow field will also infiltrate enemies. Fire Prism needs to move here. Took one missile shot. Time field to mess with the tank. Fire Prism is infiltrated, but now it's not. Uh-oh, that's what the last cannon can do from the Predator tank. Down it goes, 2 shots. I don't know how that first one was a rear armor hit. That was weird. Sometimes it just happens. They just like target the rear of the vehicle from the front. Very strange. Farseer is going to go down. Oh, maybe not. Spirit Stones goes off just in time. She might still go down, she does. Did heal the melee force though. Dark Creepers doing what they can. Terminator Force Commander teleports out, and this is enough power melee, yeah, to mess up those Terminators, especially with Dark Creeper support. Need to keep those Dark Creepers moving. Needed to keep them moving quicker, but the Banshees are on it. They've got their melee charge, and they can finish them off here, maybe. There's a jump. Nope, they got the Terminators. Well done, Banshees. Level 4 now. See it counts to level 3. Starting to be a very dangerous melee force, and without those lightning claws to threaten them, what is Kickin gonna do? Oh, they can do that. They can shotgun blast them, but the Vanguard Veterans cannot fight this. Now they're on the tank. Look at the damage here. Oh, got some Fire Dragons out of nowhere. 88 to 141. ValHero pulls it out despite losing the Fire Prism. Did some great work. Here's your Dragon Scale Armor for weapon knockback immunity. It was a big deal, because it means the Vanguard Veterans can't knock them over when they jump in. Here's some fire. I don't like it. Farseer goes back to the Runes of Reaping. She can use the levitation just to toss this guy away. And stop the cat. We do it right at the end, although there's a time field to stop those guys. What did she use there? Oh, she healed herself. I wonder where her energy went. Did not use the levitation field to toss him out of the cat. Surprising. Fire Dragon is doing some work. Also getting some fire though. 40 to 141. ValHero has the map. Have they done enough? What did you just buy? I just bought some more Terminators, I think, Kickin. Yep, over there. More Assault Terminators. Get some more Dark Creepers, I say. ValHero. Maybe a Falcon to help your stuff stay reinforced. Tactical Marine. Oh look, they've got a missile launcher, but only the Sergeant is alive, so they don't get the missile launcher. Haha. Vanguard Veterans taken out, I think. Yes. Here come the Lightning Claw Terminators. Bad news for the Dark Creepers. Did go for the Lightning Claws again then, I guess. There's no vehicles, why not? Teleporting onto the VP. Only 9 VPs remaining. Banshee's tanking that fire. They are going to stop that cap. So it goes to a single for Kickin. Only 2 units on the field though. The Assault Terminators and the Scouts, and I guess the Terminator Force Commander himself. There's that levitation field. The Farseer doesn't feel like levitating herself this time. There we go. Fire Dragons with their fusion guns, their melter damage extra against super heavy infantry like this. So they're a big help. Need to keep their distance, as you can see. Only Gates could turn this around. The Gates did do a lot of work for ValHero, but he managed the fight so well, I think, from like mid tier 2 onwards. Well, I guess they basically skipped tier 2, didn't they? There it is. ValHero takes it. Awesome game. We had a level 5 Farseer at the end, and they did a hell of a job. Fought off Terminators, killed Terminators, fought off Vanguard veterans, fought off a tank. They had answers for it all. Really well used webways all over the place. Had 2 at the end here, and of course the 1 back at base. But there you have it, guys. I'll be back with another game from the group stage, and I'll see you in a second. We're on Greentooth Jungle, you guys. Division A. Blue side. It's Peter, also known as Shroom, with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt some powerful offense and a bit of support. Up against Man of Faith will always be Tex to me though, with a War Boss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Tex is one of the old guard, been playing this game off and on for like a decade now. There are a few of them around. We have double termagants for Peter, more sluggers for Tex here. Quite a long map, Greentooth Jungle. One of the best looking ones though, I think. It looks very natural and still quite balanced, I believe. This is the fixed version because the generators could get blocked on the original. So if you ever play this map, always play the fixed Redux, whatever they call it. Lictor Alpha skulking around the mid. We're going to see a Warrior Brood, and we're going to see, I think, a fast tier 2 for Tex with a Weird Boy out the gate as soon as they can. War Boss alongside his Slugger buddies. Just the mere presence of them backing off those termagants there. The War Boss can cap, the Sluggers can give chase. What is this? It's a fight. Gaunts and termagants, more than a match for a single Slugger squad. Messed them up pretty badly there. Can they get another model? They can't really. Here comes the Warrior Brood now for Peter, the first power purchase. Wants that synapse up and wants that extra field presence rather than an upgrade. Lictor Alpha gets all sneaky like he can decap under infiltration. And these guys, yeah, they're kind of nervous. I don't know where he is exactly. Now they can see him capping. They'll probably shoot him again. You know, because they love the Dakar. Can't take it away from him. Go on, guys, get that Dakar going. Nope, he's backed off. Power bash from the Hormagaunts. Gonna get the node? Yes, they are. Look how natural and safe this power is. And they got on it. It's almost in base turret range. Lictor Alpha with a flesh hook special. These are, burners on these sluggers, and they might go down. Burners gives them extra health and power melee weapons. Looks like they barely made it out. They're going to continue to power harass. Here comes the War Boss. He's not happy. What's going on with his power? I hear things dying. Oh, Warrior Brood up against the Sluggers, and they take out the Warrior Brood. Here come more warriors for Peter. They were already building though. Looks like they wanted double warriors. Been seeing that in 1v1s quite often now. Lictor with the special. Pretty good special attack on the Lictor, I think. It's very quick. War Boss with his more laboured stomp. That was his stomp ability though, not his special attack. Although I think they have exactly the same animation. Maybe the stomp is a little bit slower. Do they both have burners? They do. The shooter boys with no up... Oh, they have their knob leader. Got that twin link shooter. for more DPS. He used to improve the damage of the other models when he went to tier 2. I don't think that happens anymore. It used to be like a 15% damage boost, and then they lowered it to 5%, and I think then they removed it. Warrior Brood. This is bad news for the shooter boys. Couldn't quite get a decap. It's a triple here for Shroom. Or Peter. Let's call him Peter. That's what it says there. Tex, though. It's always going to be Tex. Being chased by some little Tyranid buddies. Maybe we'll see that Cyborg big stomp. Yep. It's double Warrior Brood for Peter. This is a bad fight for the Sluggers, trying to even it up with user choppers there from the global bar of the War Boss. It's a really dicey fight. They did get a Warrior Brood down. No, they didn't. They ran away before they lost the model. Uh-oh. Hormagaunts got to wipe him, I think. There's enough Hormagaunts there. Yep, just outnumbered them. I don't think they're going to be replaced. We might see a Pain Boy, actually. Pain Boy is great for equalizing a lot of those fights where you get outnumbered. What is this? Sluggers going after that VP, that long VP. Yes, it is a Pain Boy. That should help in those Warrior Brood and Hormagaunt melee fights. Help big time, actually. War Boss, did he run away? Yeah, ran away. They got a decap, I think that's enough. Don't want to mess with the Warrior Brood coming in. Then they have Termagant support. No war gear for any of the heroes yet. Are they going to get another generator up? They've done a lot of reinforcing and those Sluggers wiped. Here's the Pain Boy. Sub-commander for Orcs in tier 1. Can heal over time Orcs. And has a decent melee weapon of his own that does damage over time. Was nerfed in 295. His heal over time is not quite as potent, but still pretty damn good. It was pretty nuts before he could basically just run into any fight and do the Pain Boy heal and kind of be okay. This Warrior Brood got very low. 20 odd hit points. Sluggers, yeah, Sluggers 1v1 against the Warrior Brood. When they have their burners, they can do some good work for you. It's just when you have Termagants supporting and stuff. Toxin Sacks for the Crippling Poison. Lots of damage for that Pain Boy to deal with. Probably already healed himself. Maybe they healed those Sluggers as they retreated there. They're going to be okay. It's Looters now for Tex. Did they get the... They did get the third generator up. War Boss is going to go for a decap on that wreck point, maybe. Oh, they didn't click it properly. Or something. This classic Dawn of War 2 bug. Where you're pretty sure you click the point. But it doesn't happen. Still not happening for the War Boss here. Going to be absolutely pissed. Lictor Alpha getting his adrenal glands for more energy and more health. Yeah, could have decapped it there, definitely. Shooter boys are capping. Warrior Brood taking the mid. Can be quite hard to hold this mid. Quite easy to get around setup teams and stuff. Where are the looters going? Kind of going towards it. Pain Boy, I don't think wants to be at the front of the army. It's quite low and could get hooked. It's a big old fight. There's the Pain Boy heal. But that's a lot of stuff to fight. There's user choppers. Yeah, they really messed up that Warrior Brood, didn't they? And the Sluggers are still quite healthy. The Pain Boy heal still does its job, I see. That Git sauce is pretty good. Some good sauce. Warrior Brood, can they? Yes, they can get another model off them. Good fight for Tex. Some looters support there. And of course, the user choppers made a big difference. War Boss taking some shots now. Might need to retreat back, actually. No Barb Strangler. We do have a tier 2 from Tex, and Weird Boy should be out the gate immediately. Might not have enough when they get to tier 2, though. Maybe they will. Pain Boy decapping that fully matured wreck point. The Shooter Boy is just trying to create some space here so the Sluggers can cap in peace. Didn't want to chase because I don't know where the Lictor Alpha is. Although, yeah, they have a Nob Leader, so they could have chased. Where is that Lictor Alpha? always skulking around the natural power of Tex. Looters themselves can hide. They don't know why they're facing that way. 450 to 203. Victor Alpha's found some shooter boys and has the Toxin Miasma debuffing infantry as he strikes them, also doing damage over time, and wiped out those shooters pretty damn quick. Doesn't have the energy to flesh hook the Pain Boy though. Looters are now facing the correct direction, but Lictor Alpha is going to get on him. Doesn't need to flesh hook when he can just sneak in there. Oh man, killing them so fast. Sometimes you forget how dangerous the Lictor is when he gets into melee. The Looter's wiped. Tex is down to 2 units. Does take out the Lictor Alpha though. 442 to 193 on the VPs. 2 to 1 for Peter. Goes tier 2 in decent time considering the amount of stuff they have on the field, and he had to replace a warrior brood and stuff. Not sure how much bashing Tex was able to do there in that tier 1. Use your choppers on the sluggers just to make sure that stuff runs away quickly. There's that crippling poison though. And we do have the cyborg implants for the war boss. That's going to help in those big melee fights. How do they recover here though? They recover with more shooters. No weird boy yet. Had to get some shooters on the field. Had to get some extra bodies going. Pain boy. Are you going for the VP or just this wreck point? Going for the VP. Sluggers. I thought maybe they were thinking of the power. But just about the time here that Peter would be coming back out of base, it's risky to go for that power. Needs to know where they are. They're going to go for that wreck point. Shoot the boys here. No upgrades queued up. Just want some Daka. There's a capillary tower. Give a speed boost to this Tyranid stuff. War boss. Going to get dealt with, I think. Yep. Double crippling poison there. It's going to be difficult for him to get into melee. Lictor Alpha's still down. Oh, that's melee synapse. You see that nice bright green. Both of them with their adrenal glands, actually. So a Death Dread could do some work here. Weird boy into a Death Dread, maybe. War boss safely gets back to base. There's the Weird boy. Sub-commander for Orcs, great for dealing with groups of infantry. Is what you're often facing in a Tyranid tier 2. And has an exposed brain, which is quite fun. Rippers are going to get on him here though. That shot missed from his staff. Got a really powerful basic attack, the Weird boy. Does plasma cannon damage. He's also got a melee special attack. Maybe we'll see it here. We don't get to see it very often. He's not often in melee. There's the Warp Vomit, one of his starting abilities. Special attack from the War Boss there. That wasn't a stomp. Oh hey, look. Special attack. There it is. Look at that. Green crap and everything. Sluggers forcing off the Tyranids. And we do have now fully upgraded shooter boys. Did something just die there? Oh, that's just Rippers, I think, wiping. Level 2 Lictor Alpha over level 3 War Boss. Was expecting the Bang Bang Hammer maybe to really help in those big melee fights. We might just see a Power Claw to cleave through the warriors quickly. 332 to 168 on the VPs. They're the 2 to 1 for Tex. They have committed a lot to these power bashes. I mean, it's so far away. Peter needs to basically get the whole army up there. And then you're forced all the way off, and it gives Tex time to cap stuff again. Weird boy's just hanging out. Got a really cool model on this guy. Look at him. There's that basic attack. Look how powerful that is. Termagants don't like it, that's for sure. There's a flesh hook. And then the special doesn't have any help though. That was some really good damage though. Got rid of the Weird boy alone. That was a massive amount of damage. We do now have a Power Core War Boss with Trophy Rack. That's going to be a big help in the fights. Double warriors coming in. We might see some more globals put on these sluggers here. Almost every fight we've seen user choppers or odd boys on these guy fellas. Not here though, not yet. There's user choppers, there it is. Trying to go after the pain boy. They've been knocked over by the sluggers. And they both retreated out. Some really good damage from the sluggers. The slugger knob was nerfed slightly in 295. His power weapon chopper now doing less damage per swing. I think 10 less damage per swing. Not sure exactly what that does to the DPS. I think it was 85 damage per swing down to 75. And it used to be 65 DPS. So they attacked slightly faster than every second. Tex is holding that central VP. It's got a 2-to-1 cap now. It was down to 2 units at one point. The Weird Boy is making a big difference, of course, but also those War Boss Globals and the Pain Boy in all of those melee fights, they're basically winning every melee fight with that stuff. Formagons do have their adrenal glands. The Lictor Alpha is typically not around for those fights, is he? You could maybe flesh hook the Pain Boy before they get the heal off, but that's really tough. There's the Odd Boys. A defensive buff for the Sluggers. 25% damage resist. User Choppers is a melee skill bonus and a melee damage bonus. Melee skill means you do more special attacks and you receive less special attacks, so it's a big deal in melee fights. Again, they power through. The Sluggers barely seem to take damage with the Pain Boy heal and the Odd Boys up. Here comes a Zone Throat from Peter. I was expecting a Tyrant Guard maybe. They've got a Zone Throat. Warboss is going to go down. Was tossed into base by the Hive Node shot and then got flesh hooked. There was no way he was getting away. Look at the map though, looking very red. Sluggers have been amazing. Level 4 these fellas. Up to 1847 hit points is that. Wow. A tier 1 melee squad. With a heal as well available. Here comes tier 3 for Tex. See how well this Zone Throat does. I was not expecting a Zone Throat to come out. I guess when the Sluggers are all piled into a melee fight, could get some good shots in. Needs to be careful it doesn't get stunned though by the Weird Boy and stuff. Big shots coming in and lots of duck up. Lictor's got onto the Pain Boy with the debuffs. Also has the Lone Hunter, so if they can isolate him, tons of damage potentially. 50% more damage. Does that affect the flesh hook as well? I wonder if that's a modifier for absolutely everything or just the attacks. 159 to 168 on the VP, single cap here for Tex. There's a flesh hook, well timed. Sluggers using, well, getting user choppers, and here come the rest of them. They're going to take out the Lictor Alpha here with some Shooter Boy support. Lictor Alpha did a great job though, cleaved through most of them, but does go down. I thought it was just those 3 models, but then we saw more that were out of coherence rejoin in. Oh, they got the Weird Boy. They did get the Weird Boy, now floats around and dies. It's a really cool animation, isn't it? It's very rare that you see the explosion actually do anything. It just randomly moves around. You should be able to move him around, I think. Maybe just only have it disrupt and not do damage or something. Because it basically does nothing now. Just looks cool. The Warrior Brood and the Hormagaunts got him. Which is surprising. I guess Tex just wasn't paying attention because you'd expect him to just use Warp Vomit and then run away or something. Not sure how that was set up without a flesh hook. The size of that Power Claw, it's like the size of a Hormagaunt. He's backing away now. Lots of Daka. The Zone Throat does provide this health regen here. Also got those artillery attacks which don't damage allies. He's got that focus burst you just saw there on the War Boss. 154 to 168. We got commandos up for Tex. Time to get his VP back. He's got a single now. Tex is doing a good job maneuvering here. Painboy is going to get the VP. Painboy is level 3 as well. Lictor is starting to look dangerous. Can they go and isolate the Painboy with the Lone Hunter? Nope, they're going to pile into a melee fight. There's Ardboys again. And Swampum being used, of course, to reduce range damage. Warriors got torn up. They just can't stand in those fights with the sluggers. And they don't even have a Nob leader. I don't know if he was lost in that fight, but they're getting him back. Lictor Alpha is doing some good work here. But the Painboy is in play for the heal. And there's user choppers again. Globals every single fight from Tex, basically. Orcs do naturally accrue their red resource. You can see it ticking up there slowly. They've killed plenty of stuff to get red as well, of course, and lost stuff. 135 to 150 on the VPs, 2-1 for Peter. Zone Throat hasn't really been threatened yet. It's helping to heal these guys up slowly between fights as well. It's only 2 Warrior Brood models here. Painboy has found one of the Zone Throats. I didn't even realise there were 2 of them. Look, there's 2 Zone Throats now. Would the Tyrant Guard have been able to tear through stuff? I think it would have made a big difference, the Tyrant Guard in those fights. But the Tyrant Guard, you know, you're always worried about it getting isolated and stuff. You can't retreat it. And it does have a power core, the War Boss. So it could chop through it potentially when it's in shield wall mode. Hive node base turrets. There's that Painboy heal again. Oh, got flesh hooks. Can they get him here? I don't think so. I don't think so. No Tyrant Guard, and there was no Gene Stealers to try and get superiority in those fights. I mean, this Zone Throat does have a big chunk of XP. It's done some work. This second one is new. Special attack from the Lictor. Ardboys again on the sluggers. Warrior Brood needs to be very careful, the one that's low there. Lictor's getting some good specials in though. Messed them up. Can they wipe them? Can they wipe them? Didn't have Painboy support that time, did they? The Flesh Hook is not available, I assume. He's got full energy. Must have been on cooldown or they would have finished off those sluggers. Triple cap here for Tex. Can they Daka down this Warrior Brood? I don't think they can. They're both level 2. Sneaky commandos being sneaky. Have some really good disruption and area denial, these guys. They can love the Daka, which disrupts the hell out of a squad. And they can also throw burner bombs. Have that faster capping train. They can sneak around, have some good DPS. They're a great tier 3 unit. Often overshadowed by the very strong Orc tier 3 of flash kits and knobs and battle wagons. In fact, here comes a battle wagon. For Tex, they took out those sluggers though. Just these guys left. They're level 4. Oh, what are those shooters? Oh, those are shooters, I think. Pretty sure those were shooters. Yeah. I thought that was a burner I was seeing, but that is a shooter. 43 to 131. I was going to say, I didn't remember him getting more sluggers up. But I do miss things. Level 3 Hormagaunts here. I assume they have the Endless Swarm, but... I mean, they have the plus indicator, but I think that's just for adrenal glands. There's no way to tell unless you know how much health they would have without it. Gives them plus 10% health and the swarm. Also allows them to reinforce 2 at a time, which is cool. Warboss gets knocked back by the Warrior Brood jump. Now he's pissed. Big stomp coming in. Knockback, stun, and damage. Avoided it with the Warrior Brood though. Zone Throat keeping him knocked down. There's a special attack that time and then runs away. They retain that VP. It's a double cap for Peter. Goes tier 3 now. Battle wagon is up though. Look at this thing. Bristling with guns. Can run you over as well. You do need to put a unit inside for it to fire the shooters though. Otherwise it just fires this big zap gun. Also speeds it up when you put a unit inside. There we go. Slugger's got inside. Gonna have to shoot everything. Run stuff over as well. Big damage from that thing. The Warrior Brood do have heavy melee. The Sluggers have got out though. And the Pain Boy is here, so this is going to be another tough fight, isn't it? For Peter's melee force. Yep. That Git Source didn't even need a global buff from the War Boss this time. Does have that Battle Wagon support, of course, as well. Warrior Brood are going to wipe. And every time they wipe or they lose a model, there's a Synapse Explosion which messes up the Hormagaunts. Peter down to his 3 units. Oh, the Hormagaunts going to get away. The Lictor did get that central VP though. Pain Boy has user choppers. Now it's one off. Trying to get a decap. Lictor gets the special, stops it. Here's some Storm Boys, that's fun. Lictor's been pretty awesome this game, I must say. He's now trying to break through a Battle Wagon. Goes back after the Commandos here. Uh-oh, Pain Boy's back out. Harassing the hell out of those guys. Storm Boy's just standing by. Lictor Alpha might go down. Oh, couldn't quite get the kill on those Commandos. That was kind of unlucky that he got a special attack there and not a regular attack to kill those guys. Without number coming in, drops upgraded Termagants and Hormagaunts. Didn't cap. Oh, over here. Oh, these guys didn't cap. They might have cost them the game. I think the Warrior Brood were here kind of standing looking at the VP. And those guys are wiped. Yeah, Peter's down to a single Warrior Brood. They've lost the game. I'm not sure if this would have been enough. Oh, he killed the War Boss. Well done. Who the hell is this guy? Make him a Hive Tyrant. How slow the Battle Wagon is when it doesn't have a unit inside. Seems slower than usual. 26 to 23. GG, says Peter. I wonder how long they were standing there for. It was a GG. There you have it. Lictor Alpha was level 5. I thought he did awesomely well. Super fun to see this guy tearing stuff up. I wonder who wins a 1v1 Eversaw Assassin versus the Lictor Alpha. We also have a level 7 War Boss. Stomped stuff pretty good. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.